If you look at any BMX rider's handlebar angle, you'll notice that for the most part, most of our handlebar angles are the same. We don't ride our bars super forward, we don't ride our bars super back. There is a specific angle that's perfect for your bars, and in this video I explain why that angle works so good, what that angle is, and how you can set your bars to that. Just keep in mind, it is a personal preference. Very few people ride their bars way forward, but it is a thing, and if you feel like that's more comfortable for you, try it out. Maybe it's right for you. I don't know. Check out the video to learn more about bar angles. Quint says, how far should I put my bars forward? I'm 6'10", 106 foot 0. Bro, I read 6'10" and then I was like, hold on, hold on, Quint, hold on. Okay, he's 6 foot and 140 pounds. He's got a 20.8 inch top tube, 9.2 inch bar height, and a top load stem. So the best placement for your bars is generally going to be with directly in line with your forks. So let me show you. So if you look here, this is an okay example, but if you draw an imaginary line from your bars, okay, and the imaginary line, like if your bars are way forward, your imaginary line is going to go like this, right? And if your bars are way backwards, your imaginary line is going to go like this. Does that make any sense? But right now, if we look at it, it's got an imaginary line that's pretty much aligned with the forks. Now on your bike, this is going to look a little bit different, but I mean, essentially it's the same thing. Your forks are going to be like this a little bit, and you want your bars to really match that. So you want the imaginary line of your bars to align with the imaginary line of your forks so that they're parallel. That's what I do. And then I bump my bars just a tiny bit forward, like not even noticeably forward, but a teeny tiny bit forward, because personally, like I'm taller and I like that. And you might want to do the same thing, Quint. But when I put mine in line, it feels a little bit awkward at first, so that's why I move them forward. But even then, it feels awkward sometimes, but you get used to it. And I think that's better. I used to ride Chicago, which is when your bars are really far forward, which might be what you're thinking about doing, but I'd stay away from that. When your bars are Chicago, it's essentially where your hands are going to be even farther away from the stem. And so the reach of your stem, say, is 48 to 52 millimeters. When your bars are aligned perfectly with your forks, your hands are 48 to 52 millimeters away from the center of your head tube. When you move them, now the height of your bars has dropped, and now the reach away from your head tube has increased. And so your arms are farther out. Your steering is going to be wonky as hell because you've got incredible reach, and it's just not very good. But there are a handful of people who ride Chicago or ride their bars back, and ultimately you get used to it. But for a new rider, for anyone, I do strongly recommend just do it by the book. And if you want to experiment with it and say, hey, this feels quite a bit better, then go with that. Like, it is a preference thing. But personally, I think doing it like it recommends and getting used to it is your best option. You're going to feel the most comfortable on there, and it's going to help you progress better because your steering response is the same, your reach is the same, the steering radius is the same, and you want to keep all of those things the same.